All right, everybody, welcome back to the #1 television show in the Star Wars universe. A galaxy far, far away. I am the television king. My name is Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown. All three books published by Simon & Schuster Saga Press, and I am here today to review Boundary Waters by William Kent Krueger. This is book number 2 in Krueger's Cork OConnor mystery series, set up in Minnesota, up by the Canadian border. The frigid weathers of, and we're going to talk about that a little bit, how cold and stuff it gets. I mean, I lived in Alaska for 13 years. I mean, cold is, Minnesota might get cold, but it don't get Fairbanks, Alaska cold. Anyway, this came out in 1999. It's book 2 in his Cork OConnor. I've got all of the William Kent Krueger novels over here. We'll pan through my library, and I'll show you my William Kent Krueger collection right there. And we are now reading book 2. I'm going to try to read all of the books in the Cork OConnor series and review them on the channel eventually. Might take me a few years, but we'll get her done. So Cork OConnor, he is a investigator in Minnesota, and this starts off with just some cool stuff. I mean, I want to just read a little description here that I quite liked, just to set us in the mood of what we're going to get into. I really like William Kent Krueger's writing. He's just got an effortless style that evokes so much vivid imagery, and we're going to show it to you right now. So this is near the beginning of the book. In the early afternoon, she stepped from the cabin and walked along the little creek down to the lake. Like many of the lakes in the Boundary Waters, it was small, long and narrow, 100 yards wide, and a little more than half a mile long. It lay in a deep trough between two ridges of gray stone capped with aspen. A week ago, the aspen leaves had been yellow, gold. Every tree like a match head struck to flame. Now the branches were mostly bare. The scattered leaves that still hung there shivered in the wind over the ridges, and one by one they fell away. The water of the lake was very still. Even on days when the wind whipped the aspen trees high above, the narrow slit of water remained calm. I love beautiful description like that. I love when authors take the time to just write a bit of prose and sprinkle it through their books, just describing the scene we're in and everything. I love how that scene is. You got this calm lake at the bottom of a ravine, but yet the wind is whipping around at the top, just blowing the yellow aspen leaves. I can picture the scene. I know where we're at. I've been in landscapes like that myself in Alaska and in Utah, and the yellow leaves, the yellow gold leaves of aspen trees are some of the most beautiful things that you can ever see. And when the wind is blowing them off and flickering them down around you like little yellow gold rainstorm, it's pretty dope. Anyway, Cork OConnor. What happens is, we're seeing this, the scene that I just read to you is being witnessed by a girl named Shiloh, and she is a country western singing star. Now she's lost out into woods. What happens is Cork OConnor, the investigator, gets approached by Shiloh's father. Now Shiloh's father is like, hey, my daughter, everybody knows who she is in the country. She's the most famous country western singer in the world. Everybody knows who she is, but she's gone missing. And I want you to find her before people catch wind that she's gone missing, because I don't want to be this like some sort of international incident or some sort of thing, or I don't want everybody on the planet out looking for her, because the clues lead to this part of the world. This is the last place she was seen, and the thing, and you Minnesotans, you also don't want every single human on the planet just traipsing through looking for her, because I want to keep this investigation on the down low. I think she's, so that's kind of the thing. It's kind of like a shady request. Like, it's like, well, it seems like if she's missing, it would be awesome if we had thousands and thousands of people helping us look for her. But Cork OConnor's like, okay, he believes the guy's story. He's like, okay, I'll go looking for this girl. Anyway, it turns into, of course, a clusterfuck. And it ends up being just like, I mean, this is just a madcap chase through the Minnesota wilderness up by the Canadian border. It's a chase through blizzards, and you know, it includes Cork OConnor himself, the girl's father, ex-cons, FBI agents, a 10-year-old boy is involved in this, and you know, mobsters and Native Americans that know the landscape, and maybe do some of those guys know more than they're letting on, and who is who and who's done what. It's just kind of a really involved mystery novel cased around sort of this really wild outdoor adventure story too, where all the characters are kind of traipsing through some really harsh conditions in the wintertime. You know, it's wintertime now when I'm reading this, and it's kind of fitting, you know, to see a blizzard outside my own window as I'm reading about blizzards. Anyway, this is a good, I mean, I think I liked this one better than the book one. And the book one was not Cold Lake, but Iron Lake. This is Boundary Water. Boundary. I know I keep pronouncing it Boundary. I think it's Boundary Waters, whatever it is. I give this a good solid 9 out of 10, maybe 9.5 out of 10. It's just a great book. And so there you have it.